All right. Assembly structure. This one's pretty cool. I mean, sometimes you don't know where to start as far as what sort of structure do you want? Like, when I'm talking about structure, I'm talking about how many sub-assemblies, what are they called? How many parts do I need? How many levels deep should I go? Anybody use Treehouse when it first came out? You know the days of Treehouse? Been a while, right? I mean, it's kind of buried inside PDM now, but I don't know if people gravitate to it. It's kind of like that. So you can sit here and say, hey, Leo, I want a structure for, in this case, a battle bot, right? So it's going to go ahead and say, oh, here's a structure for you with a bunch of sub-assemblies. And then you can start to tweak it. You can say, I want the cover at the top level assembly, and it's going to reorder things. And then you can say, well, this has 4 motors. I only need 2. So it'll take those out. And then you hit go, and it's going to create empty parts and assemblies in a folder structure for you to grab at. And of course, you're doing the design. Leo did not do that design work for you. Okay. So that's kind of powerful, being able to create all those parts. You could have taken this farther. I've played around with this a little bit further where while that window was open, who knows where the name convention came from, but I could go ahead and say, hey, Leo, rename all the components to something like P-Mech-X, where X is a 3-digit incrementing number that starts with 102. And it goes and does that. Imagine how much time, think about how much time that takes you to go through and rename everything in a tree structure.
You had a description. If you lay out your description a certain way, and it builds every time, can you give it that information? Say, hey, this is our description. This is our description base. Like these are the
sort of base metadata that's in the way. That way, again, it's not there today. It's not there today, but again, potentially. And then this is why we want more people in the platform trying that stuff out and going up to the forums and saying, it'd be nice if we could have it understand descriptions or have it work from a table or something. So not yet, but again, just like learning from your drawings how to make drawings, I would hope we can learn how to better make structures. Because again, this is a structure that's in our library of data that we've taught it and understands. It may not have what you guys make. Right? So it's going to have to learn from that type of structure.
Have you used it with the copy tree?
Oh, so if you're like
like something, that's proven and you know it's work with you need the few dimensions, extend it this way, that way. Can you say, hey, copy tree this is what I'm changing, and let it come out?
Not with this functionality, but there's tools that we could kind of use for that more in the platform, but I guess it's the same as copy tree. So no, Leo is not doing that yet. Yeah, not yet.
Are you locked to a certain number of prompts you can feed it per day?
No. Yeah, it's not like I get frustrated with that. I get nailed by that all the time. It's like, I needed one more picture. Just one more picture. And I'm too cheap. So assembly performance doctor, I think, again, another area. This is a top 10 every year at 3DEXPERIENCE. Everybody always wants the artist to perform better, faster, open better and faster, right? And we do our best. I think we deliver on making this better and better every year. But you guys keep on pushing the envelope, right? You keep on making your assemblies more and more complex, more and more detailed. So, some of that task is on your hands too, right? Good best practices for design methodologies will improve your performance. So if you're not sure where to go with that, you can leverage Leo for this as well. You can say, hey, Leo, evaluate my assembly for performance. And again, it's going to come back and probably a lot of different things to look at. In this case, we scroll up the list to number 1. A very common one is there's a whole ton of fasteners in here, and it's killing your performance. Maybe suppress them. And a bunch of other stuff. But you don't just go and suppress them. Ask, how much time am I going to save if I suppress all the fasteners? And it comes back and says, oh, you're going to save about 18 seconds. Is that worth it? If it is, then go ahead and suppress them. If not, let's go to step 2, which number 2 was like there was the base part in there. It has very, very high graphics complexity. That's another killer, right? And there's ways we can simplify those parts down into cleaner geometry or what have you to help them perform better. But it's just, again, maybe for a veteran user, you guys know this inside and out. But again, as a new user, having this guidance along your design workflow could be a big help.